This episode is brought to you by Sheeta and
Nikki
from Real Conversations with Sheeta and Nikki podcast. Creating quality episodes takes plenty of time, energy, and can be quite costly. If you have gained value in our podcast and would like to support us, please consider being a subscriber to our show.
By becoming a monthly subscriber, you will have access to all episodes, exclusive content, giveaways, and podcast merchandise. You will even have an opportunity to be shouted out on an upcoming episode. We have goals for our podcast, and to help us achieve those goals, sign up to be a monthly subscriber by clicking the link in our bio and click on the subscribe to our podcast link. Now let's get into today's episode.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lorenzo Reed, owner of Negative to Positivity LLC, and you are listening to Conversations with Sheeta and Nikki. And I'm today's featured guest. Now let's get into it.
Welcome back to another episode of Real Conversations with
Sheeta
and Nikki. Today we have another amazing guest on our show. Today we have Lorenzo Reed, owner of Negative to Positivity LLC.
NTP is a production company that produces positive content such as NTP TV, which is a streaming service, the social community, NTP social community, and specializes in businesses, services, web design, SEO, competitor analysis, virtual assistants, and social media marketing and planning. So, welcome to the show.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. So, we have to tell them, like, me and you go way back.
Yeah. Sandberg Elementary,
Yeah. From park days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we go way back. So it's good to see that you're really grown, you know what I'm saying? And that you are just on this platform and you're just going for it. So I'm really proud of you to see that you're here. You know, and from reading your questionnaire, I've noticed that you really were on like a journey. Like you've had a lot of different jobs, and I see now that you're at a place where you're serving your purpose.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So do you want to tell our listeners a little bit about your company and how you got started?
Yeah. How y'all doing? Thank y'all for having me, by the way.
Yeah.
Really appreciate y'all. My company, first of all, I am Lorenzo Reed, raised in Harvey, born in Chicago. And my company is named Negative to Positivity LLC. Yeah. And what we do here at Negative to Positivity LLC is we produce positive content, but we specialize in business solutions. Anything from startups to big corporations, web designs, search engine optimization, virtual assistants, competitor analysis, social media planning and content, anything that your company might need digitally, we're here to help turn that negative into positivity.
Yeah. So how did you get into like web design? Because from your past like job history, you used to work like at the airport, at Bank of America. So this is totally different than all the previous jobs. So how did you get into like web design?
So I'll take it back a little farther. I've always worked for myself, even back in '94. I don't know if you remember, I used to have a candy store out the locker. You know what I'm saying? So I always tried to work for myself, you know. So moving forward, I worked at the airport for 4 years. I was the lead aircraft fueler. I was a manager out there. I ran into a bad situation. I said, I gotta they let me go. And then COVID hit. So when COVID hit, I said, man, I gotta do something. I just can't sit here, you know. And then I started looking into me and one of my buddies, Ryan Owens. I don't know if you remember Ryan, but we would always sit here and talk about, hey man, what's the different types of classes that we could take for free? And I started to learn. I went to free code camp and learned how to code for free. and got my certificate and everything. Got my front end. I got my front end, and now I'm looking to, once I get my money right, it's being an entrepreneur is rough. I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat it, but I'm looking to go to Northwestern and finish my back end.
Your bachelor's?
No, back end. So in coding, you have what they call full stack developers. You have a coder that can just do the front end. It's basically what you see. Mm-hmm. And then you have guys who can do the back end, who basically what's the servers, router numbers, and all that stuff. But when you have both of them together, that's called a full stack developer. So I have the front end already. Now I have to go and find the back end. That's gonna cost me a little money. I got to go to Northwestern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was going to be one of my questions, like just for our listeners that would possibly want to get into coding or building the websites. Like, do you have to just have a certificate, or, do you need a degree? But I mean, can you get a degree per se in this?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it's kind of crazy that a lot of African Americans are not in this field. So, I mean, a lot of us are scared of this, but it was really simple for me. For me personally, I just looked it up and I went to freecodecamp.com, registered, and they had all the courses. Went in there and yeah. It's been out there, and it's been out there for years. What they do is they put you through rigorous classes. They give you tests, and at the end, they give you a certificate. So you don't per se have to, but for me personally, I'm looking to not only am I looking to run my company with this, but I want to get a job with my certificates too. Like I said, before you guys, I was just on a meeting with Google, and they're, talking about, hiring me. So, you really don't have to, but in this world, I would say, you should, so you can have potentials and know what you're doing, because it's a lot to it, building a website either from scratch or even, messing with templates. But it's always good to be educated on what you know or what you do.
Yeah. It's free classes. I feel like a lot of people probably don't even know that there's free classes out there for what you're doing. And not only that, you can make a lot of money in this field, and like you, Zoe, start your own business. Like you were able to start your own business from taking those free classes.
Yeah, and then also, I mean, one thing, and the only reason why I bring this up, it was amazing to me how many, and this is another reason why I got into it, how few African Americans is in this field. It's not too many of us in this, and I see, I kind of get it, because once you actually do, even though the classes are free, you have to be disciplined. You have to sit there for hours and look at numbers and codes and, figure things out. And, it's a process, and when I first got into it, it was a little scary, because I started looking up other competitors, and it's a lot of, young kids overseas, Middle East. They start at the age of 6 coding.
Wow.
At the age of 6 coding. So here it is. I'm 34, sitting here trying to figure it out. They got 6-year-olds already 10 times ahead. So, I mean, anybody could do it, but it's just all about that drive. For me personally, I know what's next. I believe in what's next is technology, and I know that's going to get me paid. Before this, there was aircraft fueling. The airport, went down after COVID. That changed my mind on that. Before that, I was driving forklifts, which is cool, but then, it gets seasonal, all depending where you work. So I'm just trying to find something that was consistent, and I knew that was going to be next. And coding is definitely next. As long as you can put the work in, as long as you got the time, as long as you got the discipline, it is definitely a worthy field.
Yeah, I agree. But that's the thing about life. Like, we don't know, what our journey is going to be.
Yeah.
You never know. Like, when you were working at the airport, I'm sure you was like, man, this is good money. This is stability. And then it was like you lost your job, but you had to go through that so that you could live in your purpose. And I can just tell just by talking to you, like, this is not just a job for you. Like, this is your passion.
Oh, this is my life. This is my life right here. For now, and I ain't gonna lie, I'll be up front right now. I mean, me as an entrepreneur, we struggle. You know what I'm saying? We struggle. Like I said, this wasn't even my first businesses, but before I had Rashid, I was a musician. I was an all-state musician coming up. Yeah, so I started me a production company. I lost that. Then I ended up getting into real estate and doing rehab and then demolition. And then my best friend died and we lost that. So, I mean, it's just, you know, one thing after another coming up in Harvey. You know, we just took L after L. And, you know, I'm just happy to be here and trying to do something positive. For real.
Doing it. And you're definitely doing it.
Yeah.
Like the name of the company speaks for itself.
Yeah. Definitely.
So have you noticed any downsides to running a business when COVID hit, or did it not affect your business at all?
Yeah, especially financially. I mean, at the time, I didn't want for anything, but for the most part, really customers, you know, and like I said, at that time when I made my pivot, that's when I said I took 7 months and I got into learning my craft, you know what I'm saying, and start building. So for me personally, when COVID first started, that's when I actually started learning about, I could code online. While I'm sitting here and everything shut down, I can take advantage and start looking at these videos and, you know, get to work. And that's exactly what I did.
Right. So where did you get that mentality from? Because a lot of men, if they lose their job, some men be like, well, this is it. Like, they don't have that drive to keep looking for something else to do. You know what I'm saying? To make money or provide for their family. So what really drives you to keep going? Like, to come up with, you know, wanting to do the coding, you know, just that drive that you have. Because you have like this, I can see it. I want it. Like giving up and failure is not an option for you. So it's like, where do you get that drive from?
For me, it's kind of deep with me because I've been through some things. But for the most, you know where we from, Rashida, you know what I'm saying? We seen a lot of death coming up. We seen a lot of people lose their life coming up. And it's just, you know, I know how blessed I am to make it out of there. You know, unfortunately, when I got, out of high school, I was an all-state musician. I made some bad choices. I had a 4 ride to Columbia and I messed it up. So, I mean, I failed after fail after fail. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's hard now. I'm not gonna sit up here and look in his face and say I'm doing okay, which I am. But being a businessman in personal life, it can get difficult, you know. So for me personally, what just drives me is where I'm from, what I've been through. You know, like I said, man, before 21, what we seen, I've personally seen about 10, 15 of our good friends pass. So I always had that mentality of there's no tomorrow. And, you know, I just have to make today work. You know, I have that mentality right now. I have to make today work. You know, even though like right now, you know, I have a situation where my employment situation got messed up, but I have to make this work. I have to, you know, even if I'm on fumes, I'm going to make this work. Yeah. So, you know, and it's easier said than done. You know, the definition of faith is to believe in the things not seen. And that's easier said than done when you in hot water. But, you know, I just try to take it one day at a time, try to stay motivated, keep motivating people around me, and take it one day at a time, 1 hour at a time.
Yeah. You doing it. You definitely manifesting your dreams.
Yeah. And it's work. It's definitely going to. That's the one thing, like when I have my doubts sometimes, I always hear Rashida's voice in the back of my head. And she said this one thing to me, and I'll never forget, and I always will take this with me. She was like, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. So, and that is so true, because if you continue to just keep putting your all into it, it's gonna work. That's the thing so many people give up. And you didn't even per se give it a chance. You just gave up. You could have been that next millionaire or, you know, person helping somebody else out. So it's gonna work. It's gonna work.
And then too, I will be honest with you. You do have days where you just be like, man, you know, is this for me? You know, but those are the days where I really have to sit back and just, I'll say it's up and down. You know, I'm straightforward. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you everything peaks. You know what I'm saying? Because being an entrepreneur, especially in COVID and funding yourself and getting workers, administration, marketing, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're waking up every day. See y'all partners, it's just me right now. You know, I got me a little, not little, I have interns and I have me a development team, but guess who has to feed them? You know what I'm saying? Who has to get to work for them? Who has to actually put them in position so they can learn and do, you know, projects? So, you know, for me, it's not always easy, but you know, this is what, for right now, this is what I want to do. And this is what I'm going to do. And just, you know, like I said, take it one day, 1 hour at a time. That's all I can do.
Yeah, that's true. Now, it was one thing that you spoke about that I had wanted to ask about. How do you balance, far as being an entrepreneur and having your business? How do you balance that with being a father, a husband? Mm-hmm. How do you, you know, are you able to separate and just put, you know, your all into both?
It's difficult. It's difficult because, like I said, I'm straightforward. I'm going through some things that I really can't get into, but it's difficult, you know. And the best thing I can do, see the nigga, is what my grandfather told me: leave it up to God. You know, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm human. I've made my mistakes, and you know, sometimes as an entrepreneur, you can just straight focus on the business, and the business can take you somewhere where you never know. Like I said, I lost a very good friend who showed me how to do REO and real estate. And you know what I'm saying? That moment showed me, you know, you have to stay mentally straight. So, you know, it's up and down for me. You know, I take it one day at a time. But once again, I just work hard to stay motivated. I keep positive people around me. So even when I do fall, like as of recently, man, I had a few of my brothers, man, they just called, check, hey, man, we just want to look you eye to eye and make sure you all right. You know what I'm saying? We want to look you in your eyes and make sure you cool. You know what I'm saying? We all men, we all black men out here trying to make it, and we make mistakes, and we make this, and we make crazy decisions. But guess what? That's nothing that we can't change. So for me personally, man, it's just to answer your question. The balance comes in is just, man, taking it one day at a time, one day at a time, and you know, trying to put my faith in, not trying, put my faith in God, and you know, just keep it pushing. You know. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad to hear you say, you know, at times when you do feel or you start doubting yourself, that you have other black men around you encouraging you, going and, you know, calling to check on you. And I'm sure you're calling to check on them or whatever. But I think that's amazing. Like a lot more men, I don't, you know, need to do that. Just mental health is real. Like just call and check on a brother. Like, you know, are you okay? Are you good? And it's good to have people around you that you trust and are honest with you, so that if you are going through something, you know, you trust them with your emotions, you know, that you can tell them what's really going on and you're not holding it.
And then too as well, thorough people that's gonna get, I got people around me, they gonna give it to me straight. Hey man, you tripping? What you on? You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I ain't got no rap for you today because you tripping. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna talk, get your stuff together, we'll talk later. Those are the people who will really, you know, keep you in, and it's all love. It ain't no trying to, you know, put nobody down or none of that. I don't have nobody around me like that. But, you know, everybody around me, we love each other. And also another thing, it's good to have people do the same thing you do. I got entrepreneurs around me. You know, the other day I was able, man, I'm kind of proud of myself. I got business all over now. I got business in Cali. I got business in Texas. I got business in Florida. I got business in PA. I got business in New York. I got business in Chicago, Detroit, Indianapolis. But at the same point in time, it's a beautiful thing because Cleveland, shout out to Miss Mary in Cleveland. It's a beautiful thing because when you do that, you create a circle of people that even when they get down, it's like a circle. You motivate them, and then when you down, they motivate you. And at the same point in time, you know what they're going through, you know, because you're entrepreneurs, you know what I'm saying? And especially if you got a family or kids and all that. So, you know, for me personally, man, it's just good to have the same people around me who have the same passion and who have the same will and drive as me, you know, and that's for me personally, I understand it's very rare.
Yeah, it is rare. It's hard.
That's true.
Other people that are just as motivated as you.
Yeah.
Because that was part of the reason why we started the podcast, because we wanted to network. Yeah, we wanted to network with other entrepreneurs like ourselves, because we feel like we didn't really see that or have that around us in our circle. So that's when we really started the podcast, and we wanted to interview other entrepreneurs and find out, what is their passion and their purpose and how did they get there. Because we feel like that would inspire us, and we would hope to inspire them as well.
No doubt. Sure. I love what y'all doing. Keep it up, man, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you mentioned before about a streaming service. So are you starting your own streaming service like Netflix?
Yeah. And see, you guys actually led into it talking about mental health. So two things that we do at Negative to Positivity is we produce positive content and platforms, as well as, we have the business solutions. So I'm gonna take it piece by piece. So one thing that we do is I'm producing a TV internet streaming service. Right now, we're just filling them up with, good content, mental health, physical health, finances, education, and then I have my originals that I actually make myself. I had a series that, like I said, I'm a musician, so I'm producing and writing it myself, but I have a series that I'm making called Life After Flesh. And basically it talks about people who have passed, but they still live on because of the choices that they made in life. Even though they're physically gone, they're here. Yeah, the first person I'm doing is Nicola Machiavelli, and I ain't gonna get the rest out because I want to be a surprise. But the goal is for my whole streaming service to be all original content. Like right now, I'm just going through and finding great mental health content. Right now, I'm finding great dietary content, great financial literacy content, learning how to build wealth. But see, what backs that up, getting into it, I have I don't know if I'm moving too far, but I have a virtual community center with physical people. Or I have my brother Warren Garrett in PA, who gives people second chances. Pennsylvania, right? They give people second chances off the street, even if you have a drug or alcohol condition, and he helps you get your life up. So it's a 1-2 punch with me. I got the streaming service. That's something I'm producing, but I haven't. It's like a big circle. If you don't have the stream, you don't like the streaming service, then come on, get some real help. You don't like the real help, I'm gonna get into it later. But I just started my own social media. That's what you're seeing yesterday with me reading that Facebook. That's why I read that 530-page book to understand how to make my own social media. I want you guys to come join a Black-owned social media. And then if you don't like that, I got business solutions. All that good stuff. Yeah, so I am producing, to answer your question, I am producing my own streaming service. And I did that. My goal is to help people because I've been through it. Rashid, I've been through times where my mental health wasn't straight. I actually, be honest with you, I made it for myself. So the days I get down, I can just go and I say, man, let me check some TV out. Let me call one of my buddies in my social media. Let me hit my virtual community. So I got a lot. We can talk all day about this. Yeah.
So the streaming service, your streaming service, is it available to everyone now, or are you still working on it to put it out to the public?
Everything is on negativepositivity.com right now.
Okay.
Right now, and it's free. We building up. You got to give. They give you samples before you go buy the meal. Right. So, I'm right now, I'm just putting it out for free and I'm trying to build it up so I can monetize it. And also with like I said, I have interns from Columbia and UIC coming in. I got content makers. It's just not me now, because right now, for the last year, I did everything. Made the website, made the content, marketed the content, called the people, talked to the people. I did every literal thing. It just working. Like I made my negative to positivity. I don't like to use this word, but in my mind, that's what it is. I know I'm a business, but to me, it's a big hustle. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not working my streaming service with original content, then I'm working my virtual community, which I want to get into later with you guys. If I ain't working my virtual community, then I'm for sure working my social media. if I ain't working my social media, I'm putting the gas on my web design, SEO, virtual assistants, and competitor analysis. And then I'm working on merch. You know, this is my little baby merch right now, but I want to perfect that. You know what I'm saying? So this is a little something now. This is champion branded, but it's a little something. Yeah. But, you know, I'm just making a big circle and making a full platform, trying to do something nobody's ever done.
Yeah. That's great. And you already doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it,
You trying, you already doing it.
Exactly. I've been working on this for a year. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's great.
And you you've come really far in just 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you've been really hustling on your grind. It's like a nonstop.
Yeah, it's been ups and downs though, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the main reason why I made this page, Sheeta and Nikki, is for myself. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I've had some really horrible times, you know what I'm saying? Coming from Harvey and being an all-state musician and losing all that put me really down, you know what I'm saying? Then I got back up, started my production company. I'll tell y'all real quick. Y'all pretty sure you guys heard of Tupac Shakur, right?
Right.
I know, right? You'd be amazed, though. You'd be amazed. When I came out of high school, I actually worked my production company up well enough to meet Layla Steinberg. She actually came to me and met me personally. That's the lady when Tupac came to California, she introduced him to Digital Underground and took off from that. Oh. So she came and found me, and I actually was going through some things then. I lost that. So I've been through a lot of losses, you know what I'm saying? I lost a man who raised me at the age of 14. Like I said, before I was 21, we seen at least 15 of the guys die. So, you know what I'm saying? It's for me personally, I just been through a lot of trauma and just, you know, it just taught me to keep going. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you, there's been times where I really was down, really was down. But, you know, I'm just learning to keep pushing. And especially at this point, you know, it's kind of sad that us as, you know, men, we kind of gotta hide it, you know. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it get overwhelming, but I'm learning as a 35-year-old man, you know, just to keep pushing and, you know, prioritize and make the best of what you can.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you're being so transparent with your, you know, journey that you've been on so far. Like you said, it hasn't been easy. It's kind of really been down, but you're still here. And you're still doing it. You got the merch on. You know, you still have that drink. Like you ain't let it go. Yeah,
and I tell you something. That's how you heal. I have to be truthful to myself. I can sit up here all day and be like, yeah, I'm doing it right now. You know, dog. You know, I got a few bills I got to check out. You know, I'm human just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But at the same point in time, I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm gonna keep on going hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep getting at it till something get done. So, you know, that's all I can do. You know, even if you know I hit the flow, I got to keep going. That's all I know.
You motivate me right now, so I'm ready to get out.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I got some. I'm really working on something. Like I've been on. I'll be real with you. I've been on and off of this journey with alcohol, smoking. I don't do it no more. It's only been like probably like a week and some change. But you know, I had a young lady call me last night, and she say, "Man, I seen your story." She say, "Man, yo, you really, you know, inspired me." And what that did to me was like, yo, you know, I gotta live a better life. I just can't talk this stuff. I have to live it. You know what I'm saying? And there's times where I, you know, receive we from where we from, be like, man, nah, I'm about to. But a lot of times I have to check myself, and I'm really getting old in the position, especially with this platform, to understand, hey, so this coming with a little juice. You know, I gotta watch what I say. You know what I'm saying? I gotta watch what I do, especially if I'm going around talking this. So, you know, I'm a walking work in progress, but you know, man, God is my witness. I'm trying. So, you know, I'm pushing, taking it one day at a time, man. Like I said, it's all I can do.
Yeah. We all a work in progress. Yeah. So you're definitely not alone. Like we work on stuff every day, you know, to better ourselves too, because we're on this platform with the podcast. And we want people to look at us and be inspired as well. So it's all about to carry yourself. And like you said, you talk the talk, but you also have to walk the walk as well. So you just
it ain't easy. It's not easy, but at the same point in time, for me personally, me admitting that is the number one thing that's really giving me change and conviction. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm really making gradual steps, but the steps I'm in now, it's getting too serious because investors are about to start stepping in. I got grant writers. I have a social, and I want to talk about all this with you guys. I have a social media platform that I got to moderate. You know what I'm saying? People gonna come in there and they might act a fool. Well, hold on. Now I'm not trying to go back. One thing one of the fellas told me, and it really stuck with me. Matter of fact, my cousin told me. She said, "Zoe, don't go from negative to positivity, back to negative." You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go back to negative. And I've been there. So through trials and tribulations at the age of 35, going on 36, it's like, okay, now it's consistency. You know what I'm saying? It's consistency. Even if, you know, I messed up yesterday and today is a whole new day, which I'm doing pretty good. That's what it is. Start today. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday was gone. You know, I say my sinner's prayer. My shout out to my grandfather. He tell me every day, son, say your sinner's prayer as much as you can. I say that every day. You know, just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. So growing up in Harvey, do you see yourself giving back to the community in any way?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. So
you got plans off.
I want you guys to really, when you get a chance, check out negativepositivity.com. It's like everywhere when I was pitching it, Rashida and Nikki, like people was like, yo, you got a lot going on. But I say, man, you don't see what I see. You don't see what I see. So basically, to answer your question, like I said, we produce positive content. So we produce the streaming service, right? We got mental health videos, physical health, motivational, basically things to keep the soul and the mind going, right? Mm-hmm. After that, we produce a virtual community center. Now, in my virtual community center, I have apprenticeship data in there, nationwide. I have job recruiters, which I got to call after you guys. I have a one-on-one relationship with when people need a job, I can call that recruiter right up. As long as that person that I'm talking to, you know, doesn't have a record and fits the criteria, I can put them in line with a one-on-one person who directly with negative to positivity. Also, I have organizations that I've worked with. Like I said, Ms. Jennifer Ramirez, she's really good. She just got, and I'm gonna introduce y'all to her. Y'all need to know her. She just did an interview with NASDAQ. She just did an interview with Nash. I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of powerful people out here. And she's out here helping single mothers, do their thing. So I got people like her in there. I got Miss Mary Wells out of Cleveland in there. She's a breast cancer survivor. She has a non-for-profit where she goes around and she works for Masterclass. I don't know if you guys heard of Masterclass. Not Oprah's Masterclass, but it's another Masterclass. Okay. But but she works for them and she has a non-for-profit where she helps and she goes out and speak. I have her in there. I have Mr. Warren Garrett. Like I said, he has the Sober Home. I have a young lady who I did, which is actually my cousin's daughter. I have a young lady who's in there. She started a business at 11 years old, a sea moss business, and she's 11 years old. Wow. I did her website. She's in there. I have my brother Jovan Green, who I've known him and his family for years. Very well. But he has one of the number one youth football teams in the nation. So that's my way of giving back. You know, down the line, I want to start scholarships, and down the line, I want to start adult support scholarships. But when you come to the virtual community center, that's my way of giving back. You can come there and find you a job. You can come there and find you help if you're a woman and you're a single mother and you're out there. You can find you sober help. If you're going through alcoholic and drug problems, I have a nationwide database in there where you don't have to go nowhere. All you have to do is tap that button and find anywhere in the world a virtual meeting for AA or NA. I had that in there. What else I got? That's really about it. So that's my way of giving back, you know what I'm saying? And that takes work, you know what I'm saying? I had to call these people, develop relationships with these people. Right. And man, they love me, you know, and it's just about keeping my part up, because that's another thing, Nikki, about this. I have to make sure that, you know, I hold my end of the bargain. Don't nobody want nobody who back and forth. Are you positive this day and then you this way, that way? So, you know, I'm learning. You know, like I said, I keep screaming this because this is my life. This is what I live. I live negative to positivity. I'm living this. I'm living how to make that transition. I'm learning how to stay like this. So that, to answer your question, that is my way of giving back my virtual community center.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
Especially Harvey, we need all the help.
Yeah.
Activities we can get.
I'm looking forward to going back there, but it's really bad. It ain't like when we was kids. Everybody who I know, man, last time I went out there, oh man, it hurt my heart, man. It hurt my heart to see that city like that, man.
Yeah, it is.
Man,
sometimes
get me out of
I
here.
down the street that we grew up on, and it's another family that lives there, but you know that street is not.
Was it Loomis?
Yeah.
Oh, Loomis is, woo,
yeah,
man.
It's not. I think they tore one of the houses down, condemned one of the houses on that street, and it don't look nothing like it did when I was.
When we was kids, you know. And I tell you one thing too, shit. It was bad when we was coming up. You know, it was bad when we was coming up, but it got worse.
But it was like when we was growing up, everybody knew each other. Like
exactly,
it was bad stuff happening, but it was like we was still like a family. Like everybody was a family.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you know, my grandmother, you know, she worked in the school district for 30 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then I saw the Huddle is not there anymore. Like they boarded that up. Yeah. It's changed. It's definitely like how it used to be.
Yeah, I look forward to going back though. That's one thing I'm really looking forward to, man, Lord willing, with my social media. I really want, I don't want to speak too much because I want to do it rather than talk about it. But I'm looking for ultimates, put it to you like that. I'm looking for politicians to come in here. I don't know if I'm going too ahead of you guys, but I don't want the average social media. I don't want you to be able to come in there and just post up pictures and, hey, I'm doing this, I'm living my best life. No, this ain't that. This is an educational, resourceful, and motivational platform. This is where you come here to learn. I'm getting grant writers in there. I'm gonna have young ladies like yourselves in there. I'm gonna have black men in there who are sober 10 years in there, and they up in there talking. It's a whole new platform, and I'm gonna make it more inclusive. I don't want to have 50,000 people in here, man. I'm gonna have it was real intimate, and you know, down the line, I don't want to talk about it, but you know, I'm gonna have to monetize on it. But you know, we working, you know. But that's one thing I really look forward to with my social media is going back and, you know, being able to talk to these kids, man. You want to come in here and get you a slot in social media and you go and do some things. Come on, man. We got resources for you. Come on, holler at these aldermen. Come on, holler at these mentors. Come on, holler at these sober programs. Come on, holler at these grant writers and start you a business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
I want you guys, when we get off here too, please go in there and join it for me.
Yeah, I want to be in there. Right. I want to be in there.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
No doubt.
Okay, I wanted to talk about his website. Okay. So I wanted to talk to you about far as the website building. I think it's important to let listeners know, potential clients that are listening to this, let them know that you don't just build websites, but you also come in there and repair websites as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So far as like building a website, is there like any certain type of, I guess, content, or you just work on any and everything like the client would need?
So I have stages. I have one stage where it's basically startup. Basically, I have two stages. So one stage is startup. If you don't, you know, you're just starting up and you need a website. Well, what I do is I charge you a flat rate fee and I go in and I do everything for you. I give you a survey, people pay, that's it, that's all. Then we take it in 3 phases. We start a base, then we create a second base, and then we finalize it. Because a lot of times, you know, that first base is just getting to know the client. You know, a lot of times I'm just a designer. I don't know your brand. I don't know what your brand consists of. I don't know your products. So the first time website might be like, okay, yeah, this is that, but we're going to do this. So I'll quickly walk through a real quick startup process. So they would pay, they would get into it. They would pay the flat fee. And in that flat fee, I would take and I would find your domain. I'm going to do this because this is my way of working with businesses. And I'm going to let anybody listening know, you run into a web designer, they're not going to do this. They're going to charge you a lot of money. But I'm doing this because, for one, I want to build up my portfolio, but this is my way of helping folks. All right. So what I do is I charge a small flat fee, and in that flat fee, I take out $75 and I research your domain name and I find it. I secure it. I buy your hosting. Your hosting is basically your internet rent. You can either do that monthly or you can do it yearly. But what I do is to get the ball rolling, I pay for your first month free out of the flat rate that you give me. The third thing I do is create security. So that's the basis of, getting the website started. Now, once I do that, then I submit a resume to you guys. And then you guys just basically fill out their resume, color scheme, what you want on there, what is it about, what is your team about, what do you do, where are you from, anything that you want to do to fill up your pages. How many pages do you want? You just want a home, about, contact, and service, or do you need multi-pages, So I really try to make it simple for the startup because it's very complex. It can be complex sometimes. And for me personally, I know I do it so well, I can just be like, here, give me this, boom. Give me what name do you want? Before you know it, okay, boom, that's done. Here's your survey. And before you know it, the website's done. So that's one. Mm-hmm. Now, for major companies, that's a whole new realm because we get more detailed. What I did is learn coding in some actual places like Channel 7, big major companies, they make their websites from scratch. So the way, say, like if you guys were to get a website, I can't make a website from scratch because you don't know how to go in there and replace that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times what I have to do with the major people is really sit down with them and understand their scope of business. And then we go from there, because if you go on my page, I have prices all the way from 300 to 3,000 for huge companies. You know what I'm saying? We know how to do work for them. So it's all depending where you're at, startup, corporation, what you need, So like you said, I can go in and I have development plans where we can go in and we can work on it if you do have a website from scratch, or if you have a CRS, which is a web building platform, we can go in there and build that as well. So, it varies small to big.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I know that we had talked to you before about possibly doing some things with somebody mm-hmm. who we're working with. Mm-hmm. And I like that you did the fact of like, well, I can teach you all how to do it, run mm-hmm. it, and also to let the listeners know as well that, if they don't want to run the website with updating the new content or things like that
as well.
You and your team also will go in there and handle that as well. So I think that's great that you give the option of, letting people know, hey, I can teach you or we'll mm-hmm. do it for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, then like I said, my way of giving back, see, Nikki, is I've done across the nation in the city. I think I did 10 in the city, 5 across the nation. About 16. I think I'm at 6. I got to look at my portfolio. I've done so many. But yeah, from Gary to Chicago to Indy to Cleveland, LA, New York, PA from Pittsburgh, Hershey, Lebanon, all over, and it's just like each person is different. I have one young lady, I do her social media. She's Z Couture. She's a spa on the east side. I did her website. So, it's just all depending where you're at, and I'm here to literally turn that negative to positive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, Zoe, you want to let all of our listeners know where they can find you if they want any web designing or...
Yeah.
Where can they hit you up at on your social media, your website?
Oh no, you can come to my social media and find me at negativetopositivity.com. Okay. Everything is negativetopositivity.com, or you can Google me, Google Negative to Positivity, all one word, LLC, and check out my reviews. I'm on 60 different platforms, pages.
Okay.
All that good stuff.
What about email? Mm-hmm. Like if they wanted to email you, hit you up?
Yeah, so my screening emails, because I do deal with code and I've dealt with crazy people sending me malware. I screen your email first. So the first email is negativetopositivity@gmail.com. And then once we get into business, either we can stick with that or I'll have a company email that.
Okay.
That's great.
That sounds good. I really appreciate you. So, like, you're changing the world right now with your inspirational story.
I'm trying.
Just motivating other people, just keeping that positive circle around you. You are definitely leading the way. Yeah. So I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Like I said, I just take it one day at a time. And, I'm in a space right now where, like I said, the main thing that keeps me floating is to remind myself I'm not perfect. I have came a long way. I have made a lot of mistakes. But the key is to, remind yourself, hey, that don't make you. But it will break you if you stay in it and just, not do something about it, which is why I got my term negative to positivity. It's all one word for one reason. It's a phase, one phase. It ain't no split. It's negative positive. You got to make that transition. So I'm just learning, man. Like I said, I'm looking forward to being a better entrepreneur, better father, better everything, man. You know what I'm saying? And just really take it one day at a time. Yeah. And just really, really, and do the best I can out here. And then one thing I tell folks, I ain't gonna hold y'all, but it's all about what you dream. Like for me personally, I see this. Mm-hmm. Can't nobody tell me no different. A lot of people probably see me and say, "Oh man, what you doing?" I'll never forget. I did a clubhouse about 2 days ago, and I was talking to an investor. He's like, "Yo, you got all these things going." I said, "Man, you don't see what I see. You don't see what I see. You don't see me actually thinking, okay, well, I got the streaming service. That's okay. Well, then I got the virtual community. Oh, that's pretty cool. If you don't like that, I got social media with all these peoples, with these grant writers, with these investors, with these life coaches, with these people in here, people like y'all in there. You know what I'm saying?" Yeah. Oh, that's really dope. And I also have business solutions. Oh, snap. And I got merch. You know what I'm saying? So and then it's just a big circle. You know what I'm saying? It's just a big circle back to the streaming service. Because the streaming service got 5 different channels on it. So maybe that channel don't work. So it's just about seeing your vision. Yeah. And for me personally, I'm a big thing of meditation. Now I'm not talking about like alhamdulillah, like clearing your mind and understand, seeing it. So once you actually get into it in the reality, you're already there.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I see it now, but when I'm seeing, like even like right now as I'm speaking to y'all, I see this. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing other podcasts. I'm seeing that social media blowing up to a point where I got to get servers and I got to get more protection and I got to get investors and celebrities gonna be. You know what I'm saying? The social media got to climb. You know what I'm saying? I see that. You know what I mean? So it's all about just seeing it and believing in it. Sometimes, the main reason why I keep screaming this is because even like right now, perfect example, Red Dude, a lot of things do. Man, it's crazy out here. I'm going through it myself, but at the same point in time, it's all about moving forward and just don't stand there. Like right now, like you said, I'm running through it. I can't get too much into it, but my employment situation got messed up, from a while back. I could just be sitting here like, oh my God, child. I said, no, I'm going to make me some money. I'm going to make me an income. Yeah. I'm going to make me an income. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make the streaming service. I'm going to make it. And my process, I know my social media is going to help feed the business. Right. I know my virtual community because I know so many people. When they run into other people, it's going to feed the business. Right. Yeah. When I do the streaming service, I can promote business. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about your vision, and it's all about putting yourself there. Meditating and manifesting.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love it.
I do too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So thank you guys so much.
Okay, so we want to just thank Zoe, the owner of Negative to Positivity LLC, for joining us today on our episode. We really gained a lot of inspiration and motivation just talking to him, and I hope that you all did as well.
So we wanted to give a shout out to a small business That business is called Chicago Pest LLC. They are located in Park Forest, Illinois. Everyone there, great service, friendly. Keith, he's the best tech ever. If you want to reach them in regards to winterizing that's coming up, it's getting cold, so they can be reached at 844-720-BUGS. And if you wanted to dial that in manually, that's 844-720-2847.
So we just want to thank all of our listeners. We truly appreciate everyone's support. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel with Real Conversations with Sheeta and Nikki podcast. And y'all, we were recently featured in South Suburban News article. So make sure you go on mytaylormedia.com to read the full article about Sheeta and Nikki.
Yes.
When you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you get access to our episodes 2 days sooner than on other podcast platforms. You will also have the opportunity to view bonus content and videos. And make sure you check us out on TikTok at Sheeta and Nikki. And if you want to be featured on our upcoming episode, please email us or contact us on Instagram at realconversations21 or realconversations21@gmail.com.
So we want to close out today's episode with our takeaway, and that is do good and good will come to you. And that is an unknown source. Thanks everyone for listening.
Next time.
Hi everyone, this is Nikki
And Sheeta
from Real Conversations with Sheeta and Nikki. I wanted to talk with you about the importance of having a morning routine. Did you know, according to a poll conducted by a website named The Sleep Judge, the poll consisted of more than 1,000 participants. Data found that individuals who stuck to a morning routine earn more than a whopping $12,000 more per year than those who have a casual approach to the morning.
Having a morning routine has shown to increase energy and productivity, as well as having better focus and improved happiness. Having a morning routine is not about perfection, but about consistency. There will be days when your morning routine will be thrown off or simply can't be completed that day, and that's okay. That's why we suggest habit nest journals.
Habit nest journals take you day by day with numbered pages and words of encouragement and tips for each day. Habit nest journals help you set a morning routine that's customizable for each individual's personal needs. Please click the link in our bio for your habit nest journal today.